Hugo, it says, ensure the preservation of America and our Constitution. Join the fight, become a member. In one sentence, tell me what you do.
Bring information to the people that the current administration is not getting to them.
Okay. Can you give some specific examples?
For the longest time, the DOJ and the FBI have been not just coercing or asking Google, Twitter, and these other guys in the past, hey, can you kind of give us a little information about what's going on, on some of these comments and stuff? They were actually threatening them with litigation. You know that, correct?
Yeah.
Right. That's a crime. I have people on and ensure the preservation of America and our Constitution. Our goal is to bring information to the people that they're not necessarily getting. Not many people know that there's a difference between our government and the Marxist machine made up of a handful of people in the Congress and in the Senate. I interviewed a guy in a documentary that went out in 2020 last year. His name is Scott Walter. He identified and we have it recorded in the documentary of organizations, thousands of them, that are ultra left wing. There's a longer story. I can't do it in 10 minutes. The point is, though, is that there are thousands of organizations that are weaponizing our government against us. We have to make a distinction, Doug, and this is vitally important. I think more than anything, our government works. It was working just fine when Trump was in power. Now, you can give Trump all the credit you want, okay, fine. But without him, the government was working fine before that. Even with Obama, it wasn't working. It was working pretty good. Before that, even with Bush, even with Bill Clinton. Before that, especially with Reagan, it was working just fine. What the hell happened? Over the last, I guess would say 30 years, bit by bit, inch by inch, people have been coming into power. The best way I can tell you is that the JFKs and the RFKs, the old Democrats, the American political landscape is literally littered with the corpses of old Democrats. You won't see those anymore. Most everybody's hard left. In my book that I have, the United States Socialist Republic, the USSR, the United States Socialist Republic, Trevor Loudon, who's a friend of mine, allowed me to use his information. He has a 700-page book called The Enemies Within. Are you familiar with that book?
No.
Okay. He identifies by name the people who are the Marxists in our Congress and our Senate. There's just a handful of them, maybe 100, 120 right now. There's literally thousands of people working hard like you and I, all of us here that are here today, that want to preserve and protect this country.
I got a challenge for you.
Yes, sir.
I want you to pretend you're a Marxist.
Okay.
And I want you to argue against yourself. What you've said about how the government's getting involved, and what would what would be their defense?
Doug, don't you understand? We're oppressed, okay? We are an oppressed people. Don't you understand that?
Good.
I want everybody, listen, I have the higher ground. I'm trying to tell you, we need to be more fair. We need to be more inclusive. We're all in this together, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you the secret about what I'm trying to do, but what I want to do is, and this is the secret, don't tell anybody, I want to be able to, what I'm going to tell you right now is, I'm going to go off the page. This is about calculating and controlling outcomes. But I want to control the outcomes so that everybody gets an equal share of the pie. We're the wealthiest nation on the planet. For God's sakes, why can't everybody have an equal share? Why?
Why, as a Marxist, do you want to hide information from the people?
We're not hiding it. Listen.
Well, you're censoring it, right?
Well, don't you understand? There's information. The American people, we need to protect them. Don't you understand?
So you as a Marxist think that people are too stupid?
Hang on. Don't even argue with me, okay? I have the higher ground. See, listen to what I'm saying, or I'll start raising my voice.
Okay,
You have to understand. I'm a major part of this government. I'm there to protect you. If you don't, we own the science. We own it. It's our information that's the truth. We're producing, well, some people say it's the narrative, but we own the truth.
But your ideology, history has shown, has failed time and time again.
That wasn't Marxism. Come on, use your head. Look, if it works, if we make it work all together, if everybody, well, see, there's one. See, Marxism would work. It just doesn't generate a lot of money. It doesn't generate wealth. But what money we will hand it out, what money we do generate will be handed out equally to everybody. But there's one small problem. In order for things to be successful, the economy has to expand, and we're working on that.
But you as a Marxist have to see, like, remember the Hunter Biden thing on Twitter? It was taken off, and now there is something there. Like, you are the type of man who would say, no, we need to hide things from the public.
And they're not hiding it. Don't you understand? He's trying to protect his son. He loves his son deeply. There's a lot of people that are addicts in this. What did he do wrong? So he got a couple of bucks. Well, then there's 20 or so. Hang on, no, don't laugh. Those shell companies, they're not really shell companies. They're companies. They were just moving money around. But that's another thing. But he was just protecting his son. Okay, there's money involved, but where's the money? Show me the money.
So you as a Marxist basically want to protect me.
That's our job.
You love me.
That's our job.
You want to protect conservatives.
I want to protect everybody. I'm a Marxist. I want to look at the truth. The truth of this, Doug. Your health and your security is my responsibility. Our government's responsibility. We're the government. We're supposed to protect you and take care of you. That's what the ultimate goal is.
Okay.
You shouldn't have to worry about protecting yourself or taking care of yourself. That's our job.
Okay, end scene. You're back to who you are, Hugo. Not a Marxist. If there were a Marxist, if there was a bunch of Marxist people listening in to right now, do you think you would have steel-manned them properly? Do you think they would say, yeah, Hugo did a good job representing us? Do you think they would say that?
To be honest, that's like licking my own ice cream cone.
I actually think you did pretty well. But you did some things tongue-in-cheek, right? But I think you did pretty well.
Here's the thing, Doug, that I want to tell you is very, very important. You don't want to engage with these people. Do not even start in a conversation.
Okay, we have a disagreement. I think we should engage with them.
All right. If that's your opinion, I stand behind it 100%. What is the ultimate goal, Doug? What are you trying to do when you engage with them?
My ultimate goal would be a selfish reason to change their mind, because I think capitalism with a little bit of socialism is better than Marxism. And I think it has failed in history and it has dire consequences.
Well, ultimate, it's like an ashram. Everybody's got to contribute. Look at an ashram, if I may say. I'm going way off the page here, okay?
Okay.
Stay with me. An ashram is where everybody contributes. That's socialism, okay? But in a society like this, not a whole lot of not a lot of people like over him just sitting there doing on his phone. He's not going to want to contribute. That's the guy that you got to pay for, okay?
Yeah, I tell you, I
mean, look at the guy. He's good. He's great looking. Okay, I'll pay for him.
The things I'd have to do for him, to help him out, and he
bless
just
his heart. Bless
constantly.
His heart. He's not. He's just a little slow. He doesn't want to contribute, and that's okay. The point is, as conservatives, I really don't want to have to pay for that guy.
But do you believe that it is possible to change a Marxist mind? Do you believe it's possible to change your mind?
If you come up with an opinion, if you come up with a better idea than the free market society, I'll jump on it in a heartbeat.
Okay, we got a marker. And so be more specific. What would you have to see to become a Marxist? What evidence would you need? This is a tough one, I know, because you probably throw up in your mouth when you think about it.
I just did.
But this is what this YouTube channel is all about. It's it's trying to figure out what would change your mind. So then when you see it, you go, okay, I'm wrong here. But it would be a tough one. Like for me, I would need to see, it would take probably maybe a century of historical evidence that this ideology that goes against, I was raised on a farm, goes against everything I believe in, it would be tough.
I'm sorry, I'm panicking.
That I said I was raised on a farm? Do you agree with me? Is there some marker that you would see that, okay,
no. It's been proven over and over. Look at the Great Leap Forward. Look at the Tsar. 300 years. They murdered his family for change. Change. We must. The Bolsheviks revolted. We must have change. And guess what? They took his family out, his 4 daughters, and they murdered them in the basement. That's how you institute change. It doesn't come that radical. It comes over time, and everybody has to work together and come up with a solution. You've got to let and what are you were talking about, what were you looking for? You want to change your mind? No. You need the solution. This is what we need to look for, the solution. If we can come together and find solutions, I'm all for it. If Marxist works, fine. But it doesn't work. Marxism doesn't create wealth. It just pays the bills. And guess what? Pretty soon you're going to run out of people's money. Are you guys, what is your organization?
Well, he has a YouTube channel called Cordial Curiosity on YouTube. It's more or less a
cordial curiosity. Very good.
Yeah, it's basically to have conversations like this with people you disagree with, although you and I don't disagree. But it's a way to have more civil conversations. So
adult conversations.
Yeah, if we had a Marxist here who's very emotional, for example, that we could actually figure out a way to have a thoughtful set of ideas communicated with each other without getting mad at each other.
For a Marxist, that's pretty tough. I'm going to take off. I just got here. I've got to do a few things.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have a longer conversation, and I'm an expert in political warfare. If you go to preservingamericaepac.com, we made a documentary last year called America on the Precipice. It's an hour and 6 minutes. It delves into Trevor Loudon's in it, my team's in it. And then this year, on January 7th, next year, in just a few weeks, we premiere a new documentary called Defining a Nation. Did you watch 60 Minutes a couple weeks ago? Michio Kaku talking about quantum computers?
No, I missed it. I was working.
He said, and I quote,
I got to pay his bills.
I love it. You got a great sense of humor. I'm passionate. Obviously, you can tell I'm passionate. He said, anybody who, if a business or a nation can control this technology, they will control the world's economy.
Well, Hugo, I love your passion.
I'm going to go down. I'll go down in a ball of flames. I don't give a shit.
I love it. I joke with people that I'm too dead inside. I am dead inside. My emotions are, but you bring it out of me, so I appreciate that.
Well, I'm animated, and I'm not stupid, but I guarantee you, I know what's going on. I have great people on my team. This is about ownership. We'll talk about it. You're invited. I'll buy you guys dinner. You think I'm kidding?
No, I believe you.
6 o'clock. You better be around. 6:30.
Okay.
Or after, whenever. Okay.
We'll see. We might be doing stuff, but
you never know.
If it works, it works.
It'll be a late night dinner, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, pleased to meet you again.
It was a pleasure.
Awesome.